Greetings, good morning to everybody. Italy's one year. This is take two. Because I had a call before, and I had to take it. So forgive me if it sounds like it's repetitious, but business before pleasure. Yeah, I'm in the studio. You know where the studio there? Alright. So I'm in the studio. Yes, I'm here and I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing, giving thanks for another day. Yeah. It's like 65 today, the hottest I've ever seen it so far. It really hot today. My God. You know what I'm saying? And I can't complain because it just means that change is inevitable. Yeah. Change is a must. Eh? And we must learn how to accommodate change. Yeah, that we must do. Learn to accommodate change, right? Because if we don't accommodate change, change are gonna change us. Yeah, and sometimes we can get disappointed. Yeah. Good morning. This is Italis One. If you have not subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like button. Let me know you're listening. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. You guys are fabulous and you are helping this channel to grow more and more each day. Yes, change is a must. Yeah, is a must. I think the first one wasn't meant to be, the second one is meant to be today. You know what I mean? And God guide me on this one. I was watching a movie. I don't know where the movie come out. But you ever watch them movie where they don't speak English, but you have to there and watch it to read the subtitle? Well, I wish I have subtitle underneath this, but I don't I gonna have any subtitle. But if I do, just find a Jamaican and then can translate it for you, right? I was watching this movie called The Leopard. Yeah, The Leopard. I don't know who can say, but it's an Italian movie, right? About a prince who, has been born into nobility for centuries upon centuries. And in a way, it is, I don't know if it is a true story or not, but to how it is depicted, it looks as if what we would call the equivalent of senators and lords and men of prominence, you know back in those days, them just call them princes. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see any king and I didn't see, but everybody just say, oh, prince and princess and thing like that. And you know how these Italian do with them thing, them very unique culture. Actually, he was a Sicilian. Him is a Sicilian, you know. And I have to do the research about it. But the movie The Leopard was basically on the dawn of a modern transition into the 19th century, right? 20th century. Right now we're in the 21st century, right? Uh, right now. And it was hard for him to adapt because all these great cities now were becoming modern and they were getting left behind, right? They were coming close to driving a car, like a car. They heard about the car, but they haven't seen car. They heard about tanker and cruise liner, but them haven't seen cruise liner. You understand what I'm saying? And they heard about other continents like America and the Caribbean, but they never in their wildest dream thought of going beyond their shores or going beyond their continent. Whereas today, that is a common thing. Yeah, it is so common that if you say you want to go from here to Africa tomorrow, it's no big deal. You get on the phone, you call the airport, you buy a ticket, you make sure you have your passport, and you run. You understand? You run with it. So it's nothing for us today. Nothing out of the the regular. You understand? But in those days, people just accepted that this is our world and this is it, and there is nothing more to it. And that was the whole basis of the story of the whole storyline. Yeah, the prince was being now less important, and politics was more important at the time. You understand? Where you can be challenged, and people were questioning authority in the sense of, is it based upon a real divine authority or because men had opportunities and took advantage of opportunities? You understand? A real power struggle within and without. Yeah. And it was difficult to watch a little bit because I understand. You know what I mean? It made the less greater and the greater less. If you follow what I mean. Opportunity and society were now on a level playing field where before it was never level. It was either upper class and lower class, right? Nobility and uh, servitude. That is the word we may I try find, which I don't really like it too much. The servitude. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I had to laugh, because there's a romantic aspect to this nobility thing, these kings and queens and princesses, and the lords and the dukes, and the viceroys and the marquises. Oh my gosh. There's a little romantic type of atmosphere where you start call up them name you know, the Duke wins Nathan. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. So it was kind of a good movie for me. It was a 6-part series, I think. I maybe 7. Yeah. And we sit there and me watch right through it, you know. You know what I mean? Me watch it online and me watch it right through. And me I watch the prince. You know what I mean? The man of stature, you know. And him have him family at home and him have him outdoor. Let me tell you how fascinating the story was. The man have him own a priest in a yard, he own a pastor. Eh? Some of have the other rabbi, or not have your other pastor. You know what I mean? Personal, you don't have to run find out nothing. You know what I mean? As you commit a sin, you go and you confess and you get yourself right back because you know see the man of God right there. So it was a little hilarious at the time. But change is a must. The leopard was the crest for the prince. You know what I mean? I must read up on the leopard. Very interesting why him choose a leopard. I don't know why him choose a leopard, but we must read up on it. And he handled everything. He had no problem. He felt safe. The only thing he felt was a problem was because he lived in Sicily and he didn't live in Italy. So everybody know now that Sicily and Italy is one. But Italy gets more recognition than Sicily. But are the same people called by different name. And as the story go, Sicily wanted to be independent, no matter whatever happened with Italy. Sicily wanted to be. But Sicily is an island. They're not they will boss, fight for their independence. But literally them is an island. And they have a smaller population. You know what I mean? So the majority rule over the minority. And the minority wanted to stay. The minority, well, at least some of the minority wanted to stay as a minority. And the majority wanted the minority to be a part of the majority. How it turned out to be, we all know in history today that the majority rule. But the minority that wanted to stay as a minority, they had to die out in order for Sicily to survive because they could not sustain a war. And the reason why I say change is almost because it's the same result every time we come upon a new generation or we come upon a new system, a way of doing business, or even so in the social media. One have to die out and another one have to go. I don't know why. Transition can't be smooth. There's always a rustling and a fussling when new birth take place. Eh? 9 months in my belly, from cocoon to butterfly, from baby to little preemie to teenager to adult. It's a rustling, it's a fight. Change is a must. But transition is never easy. As he say, even in a me little personal, you know, my daughter them, I get big and man I look them, you know what I mean? Until them start have their own children. You understand? And all you do, if you try to help them, then them no one do that's even them. You can't even stop it because it's inevitable, don't it? Well, we're gonna stop here. Go check out that movie Leopard. If you can find it and if you have the patience to read the subtitle them, go check out the movie Leopard. Okay? This is Italis One. Like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna continue again with this topic. I think it is very interesting. Change is a must. Transition is never easy. What you think? Leave a comment in the bottom below, right? Alright, I'm out. Have a good day. Happy Monday. Happy Tuesday. Full speed ahead. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm out.